From Moscow, I'm Marina Joshua. Welcome to the program. Well, it was a blood-stained image which marked the end of the old regime, but which some fear also hints at a bloody future. The graphic footage of Colonel Gaddafi's demise and questions over his death continue to cause controversy. That's as Libya's interim rulers rush to call for a celebration of what they call the country's final liberation. Well, it is Inizia now. He joins us live now from Tripoli. So hello to you, Inizia. Bring us the mood from Tripoli. What are the people there saying, and what's life there like post-Gaddafi?
Well, it's still early, of course, to completely assess the situation post-Gaddafi's death here. Certainly people celebrating across the country as the official so-called liberation was announced on Sunday. Celebrations very lively here in the capital, Tripoli. And very few people really, when you go out and ask them what they want now from the NTC and whoever comes in, right now the organization promising elections within 8 months. But analysts are saying that, of course, is not a for sure thing, because the population is very heavily armed, and even at these celebrations, although there were lots of games and things for the kids to do, there's a lot of weapons out on the streets, at least as I've been seeing here in the capital. And so their next step now is, of course, to disarm the population, because there are fears that, first of all, there could be conflict between different tribes across the country, and then within the NTC and other officials, these who were the rebels that began this fight for freedom in Benghazi earlier this year, that there will be a power struggle, in fact, between them, and most of those groups are very well armed. So that's one of the security challenges that the country is now facing, among other things. Much of the country has been destroyed, and though these people are celebrating and just full of elation that Gaddafi is finally gone, few people here, at least the people we've been speaking to, are really thinking about what that means for the future of Libya.
Well, absolutely, Inizia. We just over the weekend saw the footage that came out of Tripoli with people rejoicing there. But, of course, when the high spirits subside, all the hard work will have to be done there. But is there a realization of huge challenges that lie ahead?
There are tremendous challenges. Let's not forget that pre-war Libya had one of the best living standards on the entire continent. Some people say that, in fact, it had the best in terms of life expectancy, child mortality rates. There were great social benefits. There was a European-style healthcare program. And so once the dust settles and people start realizing, for instance, 60% of the country right now doesn't have running water. If you go into restaurants or bathrooms, at least here in the capital, and I'm sure it's much worse in other parts of the country, there's no running water, and so that's starting to happen. Today we're planning to travel to one of the country's main water systems, which was completely destroyed. It's still being disputed who destroyed it, whether it was NATO or Gaddafi loyalists, but this is one of the problems that people will be facing. And once they stop celebrating and start trying to go back to their normal lives, and they realize they still don't have water, by the way, internet has been completely cut off for the last 2 days, so it's very difficult to work here. Once these people start realizing and comparing perhaps what their lives were like pre-Gaddafi and post-Gaddafi, we might see people who are upset about it. In fact, right now, though, it's very difficult to find people who will actually talk about that. That's one of our main challenges here this week, is to try to find people and have them analyze the situation for us. A lot of people are afraid to talk about Gaddafi in any kind of positive light. My colleague Maria Fanoshina, all of the people that she interviewed just a couple of months ago have been killed. All of my contacts that were given to me from London, their phones are switched off. So this is a real challenge for us to try to find people who are willing to openly talk about Gaddafi and analyze pre- and post-situation here in Libya over the next couple of days. So that's what we're trying to do here, to make sure we hear all sides of the stories. But so far it's proved to be a very difficult challenge.
Well, certainly, Inizia, it sounds like there's a tough situation there, and certainly a very complex and challenging. But do stay safe, and we, of course, are keeping an eye on what's happening there through your Twitter updates. Inizia, thanks very much indeed for bringing us the latest from Tripoli.